Thought leadership is a bunch of garbage. You heard me right. Everything that people are preaching about thought leadership, you can forget about it. There's something you should be concentrating on instead of worrying about being a thought leader. I'm going to share that thing with you today on this episode of The Inside BS Show. Hi, I'm Dave Lorenzo. I'm the godfather of growth, and today we're talking about why you should forget about thought leadership and focus on this one thing. The one thing I want you to think about is being an expert and being perceived as an expert. Think about expertise and not about thought leadership. So when you want advice from someone in a specific area, how do you determine whether they're an expert? Well, most people today run to the internet and they consume information produced by the expert or about the expert. And that's really where we're going to focus. So first, I want you to think about demonstrating your expertise by solving problems your clients actually face. Here's the number one takeaway from thought leadership versus expertise. Thought leaders create their own ideas and try and get them to replicate throughout the world. Experts go to their clients and talk to their clients, and when their clients speak to them, they uncover the problems that their clients are facing and they solve those problems. Thought leaders go out with their ideas. Experts go to the clients, get the issues from them, and solve those. You are an expert, so you need to find out what problems your best clients are facing and then talk about solutions to those problems. How can you do this? Well, you can demonstrate your expertise by speaking. How do you speak? Well, you get up in front of a live audience and you deliver information. Now, I know you may be thinking to yourself, Dave, there's a COVID pandemic, we just came through it. There are a few events that are going on out there, but there aren't as many as there used to be. Well, live events are gonna come back. They're never going to go away forever. So speaking engagements, when you get in front of an audience or you stand on a stage and you get to teach people, or you get to deliver entertaining speeches with stories and case studies, those are fantastic ways to demonstrate your expertise. Webinars are fantastic ways to demonstrate your expertise. So like a Zoom meeting or an old school webinar where you're teaching to an audience, or a Q&A session that's done virtually. Those are great ways to demonstrate your expertise. Doing videos like these are fantastic ways to demonstrate your expertise. What you do is you interview your clients, you survey your clients, you get 10 problems they're currently facing. You pull in those 10 problems, each of those problems gets their own video. You send out those videos to your list of clients one at a time, and they'll eat it up and you'll be elevated to the status of expert. Podcasts are fantastic ways to demonstrate your expertise. People will opt in, they'll subscribe to your podcast, and if you're solving problems for people every single podcast, you're gonna be viewed as an expert instantaneously. I can't stress this enough. If you're doing speaking engagements, that is probably one of the most powerful ways for people to view you as an expert. But you have to source your content from the people in your target audience. Don't go out with your own information, because nobody cares what you're creating unless you're creating solutions to problems that are being surfaced by your clients. The second thing you can do in order to demonstrate your expertise is through publishing. And you can publish a book, you can self-publish it, you can get an agent and have the agent pitch you around to publishing houses, you can do an ebook or a paperback book. You can also publish articles, you can publish LinkedIn posts. All of these things are great, but the posts that you're writing on LinkedIn, the book that you're writing, the articles that you're writing, all of those things need to be on topics that are sourced by clients. Because when you're solving client problems, this is the third time I'm saying it in this show, when you're solving client problems, you're an expert. When you're just broadcasting your ideas, that's thought leadership. And while it may seem great to your ego to be viewed as somebody who broadcasts their ideas, that's not how people get hired. If you want to be a teacher in a school, or you want to be a researcher, or you want to work at a think tank, you can broadcast your ideas and see if they have good uptake. But if you're looking to get hired as a professional, a lawyer, a CPA, a consultant, a financial advisor, even a realtor, especially a commercial realtor, you've got to take problems that people bring you and offer solutions to those problems. That's when you're perceived as an expert. Doing that through publishing is a great way to go. The third way to be perceived as an expert is by being featured in the media. What does this mean to be featured? Well, we talked about publishing, we also talked about speaking, but being featured in the media is different. You can be someone who does interviews. So you can go through traditional media channels and have a public relations agency or a publicist pitch you around to cable news stations to talk about things that are in the news. That's a great way to demonstrate expertise because people are asking you questions and you're giving answers. You're not out there projecting your ideas, you're answering questions and solving problems in real time. So being featured in the media is terrific. So there's traditional media, which generally you should use a publicist to get pitched around to TV stations, to radio stations, to newspaper and magazine outlets. Even if they're online, you need somebody to pitch you to the editors, you need somebody to pitch you to the producers, you need somebody to pitch you to the writers and the reporters who are covering specific areas that you're looking to focus on. That's traditional media. Now, podcasts are a little bit of a different animal. You can go through a podcast directory and get the actual host's name and email and pitch yourself as an expert to answer questions. You can use directories. There are dozens of different directories that will allow you to create a profile as an expert for people to interview. The thing about podcasts is it's hit or miss. You don't know if a podcast has a good size audience. You don't know who the target audience for the podcast is. So it's a little bit tougher to make sure you're hitting the mark from a podcast perspective. But being featured in the media is a great way to demonstrate your expertise. You can also demonstrate your expertise by connecting people. You can connect your clients to each other and talk to them about things that are going on in their world and help them facilitate a business relationship. You can connect your clients to strategic alliance partners. Now let me explain the difference between connecting clients and connecting strategic alliance partners. A strategic alliance partner is an evangelist. They're people who've never worked with you, but they know you, like you, and trust you, and they're willing to work with you to get you some business, and you'll work with them to get them business. So perhaps you're going to connect, you're a lawyer, and you're going to connect a CPA who works with you to fix your client accounts with a specific client. Or you're going to connect that CPA with another lawyer who can do business with them. When you connect people, people really think you're an expert, and they think you're an expert at understanding them and connecting them with new business, and they want to be around you. That's magnetic. So helping people perceive you as a connector is a fantastic way to develop your expertise. So to recap, you want to be perceived as an expert. You don't necessarily want to be perceived as a thought leader. Thought leaders broadcast their ideas, but people may not care about their ideas. Experts source their information from clients. They solve actual problems for clients, and that's even more valuable, and that will help you get business. If you want to discover another way to grow your business, you got to scroll down and watch the next video in this series, because in that video, I'm going to talk specifically about content and how you create ideal content for your audience to consume. Watch this next video that's filling in right now.